Hey guys, this is Life Maniac. Now, as I already said, I would put up today my last deck profile from the Virtual World Cyber World arc, which had a very long journey in order from collecting all of those cards which are included in it, and that's very odd because Tristan and his only duel which he played against Nezbitt with all together with Devlin and Serenity Wheeler. There were not that much cards shown in this deck, and normally you would guys would expect to have the Cyber Commander up here. I think it was his, or was it Robo Yaru? One of these cards were, I think he had a Super Robo Yaru as his deck master, but I'm not sure if it is here. Yeah, those two cards I've sought everywhere, but I didn't find them. Command Angel is not existing, and it's just an enemy exclusive card, so it's not existing in just TCG. So I thought that Throne Obeying Angel I put in there instead. Okay, what can I reveal about Tristan Taylor? Tristan Taylor is, of course, one of the earliest and having the most and closest relationship to Yugi from the start, along with Joey Wheeler, of course, since the early days of the Duelist Kingdom era. They have gone through many difficulties, fights, and obstacles. Yeah, so they friendship and bond is very strong. And Tristan, as he did meet the sister of Joey, which was, you can say, his best friend. Did immediately fall in love with her. So he cared very much about her, taught her about the duel basics, and then Duke Devlin came into the picture and was, of course, they were getting already getting close to each other and being friends, but then there developed a sort of rivalry between them on the issue of falling in love with Serenity and caring for her. So they, last but not least, came into that situation, which brought them eventually on the match up against Nezbitt from the Big Five. Now, Tristan Taylor was not that often unexperienced duelist, but he was not that much of experience as, for example, Duke Devlin, who, of course, even invented a game, and as the master of the Dice Dungeon game, he was not only the inventor as well as the master. He did play more games than Tristan did, but yeah, Tristan in the early days had, in the Duelist Kingdom saga, did play one on another game, and so he wasn't fully inexperienced. So, and that's now, like I said, it's very special and odd because this his most of his deck cards weren't even, he didn't possess it actually in the anime. On the one hand, on the other hand, he played took those cards at all. Maybe even possessed it, but he didn't play it out, for example. Now, as I already said, the Command Angel is just it just exists as an enemy exclusive, so I put Throne Controlling Angel in there. Sank Engine, a card which had a very long journey until it arrived into me. Larvos, a card which was shown in this deck list, as well as the Dharma Cannon. I know you guys might realized that they're now in the new meta game, or at least now the reprint has come, but it did exist now not that long. The Dharma canon, which is based, of course, on this card, and which you also see that card on the artwork. And many vanillas, you can say, we have on Tristan's behalf. The throne controlling angel, or the command angel, also is in vanilla, but that one is not. So yeah, it's an exception. The seal master Maizei also is in vanilla. Acrobat monkey. Now this card was not shown in the anime as a card, neither nor as an was it shown on his deck list, but it refers to Tristan Taylor, since he was the one who lost the spell and was put into this very body in the anime, this cyber 8 body, you might call it. Yeah, and they had to fight in order to get him rid of this cyber body and get onto his own body. Yeah. And until then, he had the attempt and was always trying to free himself, but it wasn't working. Yeah. Then the Crawler, which was shown on his deck list, as well as the Spirit Ryu, which originally is a Kyber card. Armail, which was a card played out from Johnson, as well as the One-Eyed Shield Dragon. Shape Snatch was shown onto his deck list. I think, I'm not sure, a Science Soldier I think also was on one of his deck lists. Rocket Thrower Spider was, I think, a card from Bandit Keith, but yeah, this was also shown in the deck list of Tristan Taylor. One of very significant Tristan Taylor cards was Roboriaru. I put it in there 2 times. As well as, I think, Robo Lady. If you combine those two and linked between by infusion card or polymerization, then you get Super Roboriaru, which was his deck master. I have it here somewhere, but I didn't find it, so yeah. You might just imagine it is in here. Also, as of course, Cyber Commander, which I also have one time here, but it's in, yeah, TCG, OCG exclusive. Yeah. Then, in addition, vanilla card, which is, how it is called in English. In German it's called Schaufelbrecher. This is a breaker, I think, something with breaker. Yeah, another one, the vanilla monster, which has no effect, as well as hard armor. He had very many vanilla monsters. And the electric child, a very rare, I think, from a card from the Champions Pack 1. So it's not that cheap. And then another OCG exclusive card, which is called Garvas. Now, further on, we have really, as a matter of fact, 2 effect cards which he played out in the Duelist Kingdom. One of them was, I think, a Joey card, but Joey gave him then to Tristan, and they said these 2 cards symbolizes our friendship. One of them is, of course, Swamp Battle Guard, and the other one is Pyro Battle Guard. They have, I think, even a fusion, but I'm not sure. But they work together. I think they have combining effects by increasing the battle stats of one another. Yeah, with 500 points. Then also the Kinetic Soldier was onto his deck list, the Exiled Force was into his deck list, and the Reigning Knight. And one card which also was, he had basically on his hand. It was shown in the anime, which is Garmar's sword, a very expensive card, which I think I did bet on it on eBay. I did bid on it on eBay, and it was, I think I paid just 30 euros, but I think it is about 70 or 80 or even more in that situation and condition. I think it's near mint, so yeah, it's very rare and expensive. Now this onto his monsters. Now about his spell cards. Another word about the monsters. I think Mighty Guard was also shown on this deck list, but yeah, I do not have it. I could put in there. It's just it costs, I think, about a couple of cents, and then yeah, just forget about it. It was just on his deck list, and yeah, I put all of the others in there since of course, on the condition that I found them, but yeah, I was lacking this one, so yeah, maybe you guys forgive me. First spell card, Cybernetic Zone. It's a card which I think shows even the Superior Boyaru on the front of its artwork, and it's working with fusion monsters from the type machine, which can be banned and then brought back and doubled his attack stats. It's a quick spell card, so it's a very, very good engine. Of course, Monster Reborn. Array of Revealing Light was, I think, shown also in his hand, but of course it's also in the deck list, as well as the Companion Troops, also on the deck list. 2 times limiter removal, as he had very many machine type monsters. You can double the attack stats and yeah, of all machine type monsters. But then they are destroyed, so yes, you have an advantage and disadvantage on there. Then block attack, which was played out in the anime, though it was blocked by the reverse trap card from Nezbitt, which was Ryoko Field. Axe of Despair was, I think, shown in this deck list. Symbol of Friendship. Now this has a very special meaning, since those 4 hands which are on this artwork are the hands of Yugi, Joey, himself, Tristan Taylor, and Tia Gardner. So those were the core of the bound, tight friendship which existed since the Duelist Kingdom, in order to support one another and yeah, stick together as a group. And that's of course their symbol, which I think Tia invented. She painted it onto their hands, and it's the symbol of their friendship, and that's what the card also is called. Then further on, of course I have another Cybernetic Zone. Heavy Storm, which I think wasn't shown in this deck list. Fusion Weapon also. Then Stop Defense, I think a card which he played out in the first arc. Double Snare, a spell card which was a filler card, or you might say a card which was very often shown into this very saga of the cyber and virtual world, but it was also shown in his hand during the battle. And the Oath of the Garmar Sword, a ritual spell card in order to, of course, summon our ritual monster, the Garmar Sword, which is a ritual monster, as I said. Yeah, that's what was all about his spell cards. Now onto his trap cards. Ray of Hope was, I think, first on the deck list. 2 times. Then further on, the Dark Mirror Force was also shown in the deck list. Then Skillful Air, which has the Swamp and the Pyro and the Swamp Battle Guard onto the artwork. Cyber Summoner, also onto the deck list. Works with machine type monsters. Metal Morph. Fusion Reserve, as he had Super Borealu, of course. So I thought it was appropriate. Battle Guard Rage, which shows I think it's the Swamp Guard on the front of its artwork, so I thought it was appropriate. So, guys, now this was Tristan Taylor's deck profile. It's done, guys. Man, I'm just, you might say, metaphorically speaking, I'm sweating, because it was hard work to gather all the cards in particular, but also, of course, to collect the cards all together and combine them and rethink which card might be appropriate, fitting, and logical in terms and ways. So we finally done it all together. I'm very grateful that we guys did it. I can say, and it was very long, enduring arc. Not like a Battle City. I was very fast in comparison to that through. Yeah, but it wasn't at all that hard, really, in order to get all the cards, also to let them arrive or get here. To make a long story short, and I will also, of course, bring my opening from my structure deck, the release of the Crimson King structure deck next, and then we will be proceeding onto the Orichalcos arc. I thank all of you guys. I hope, of course, for good critiques at all, of course, and comments, like and subscribe, and then stay tuned for the next saga. Bye! Your Slifer Maniac.